Atlanta Fan TV, 3-0 loss, 3 away goals to Philadelphia Union. Thoughts, please.
Well, good to see you again. First fan cam in over a year. Didn't expect to be doing it off the back of a result like this. I mean, tie's dead. You're not going to... It takes something of a miracle to come back from that, and if they did, I mean, that would be historic levels of comeback. I mean, I think that the scoreline was clearly flattering to Philadelphia.
3 counterattack goals, essentially.
Well, I mean, 2 counterattack goals and one off of a set piece that's just poorly defended, and, you know, that's incredibly frustrating because I think Atlanta United were the better team up until that first goal went in. I think that Atlanta United were the ones creating chances. You know, good game by the keeper. He made a few saves. Joseph got close. There's a couple other ones, but I think it's one of the things that you're starting to see as a theme, and it's something that I think a theme's a bad way to phrase it, but this team's got to get better, you know, at finishing its chances, and that will come with time. You can clearly tell that Joseph's still kind of filling out his injury, and that's understandable. I mean, you need him to start firing. If you can get him going, then this whole team's going to go a whole lot farther. But the frustrating thing is you know, it was a really good performance up until Philly took the lead. And, yeah, just to see 3-0, it's really flattering to them. And the way that they played as well and some of the time-wasting tactics that they were putting in, I can respect gamesmanship. But there was some points in time that was pretty pathetic as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely, because, yeah, as you kind of mentioned right before this fan cam, yeah, a ball that goes into a player and he goes down for several minutes.
I mean, look, you're a professional soccer player. You get hit with the ball in training every single day. You get hit with the ball in the game every single day. You get hit with the ball in, the midsection, like upper leg, and you go to the floor. I mean, and then it's just like, again, I can understand gamesmanship up until a point, but at some point in time, I mean, it's Johnny Marufo, so what do you expect from a referee? Some of that was just so sad. I mean, the lightest of contacts going down and rolling on the floor, and then wanting to stay on the pitch after treatment comes out and just wasting even more time. And then it's CONCACAF, so you have to have, like, stretcher bearers run across the field every single time someone's on the floor. I mean, credit to Philly. They had a game plan. They executed it. They wasted time. They got an incredible result away from home. They did what they came here to do. But I very much don't like them now. I mean, that's definitely something that can start a bit of a rivalry. They're a good team. They've lost some key players, but I didn't think that they were 3-0 better than Atlanta United tonight. And I think that, again, you know, I'll say it again. And it's going to come across as sour grapes and whatever. People can say what they want, but I thought that some of the levels they went to time waste tonight was pretty pathetic, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And, yeah, let's talk about, you know, us trying to push forward later in the match. I mean, definitely that's kind of what flatters their scoreline. Well, you know, did you agree with what Hansi was trying to do?
Yeah. I mean, for me, 1-0 down, you'd been the better team. And I can understand him, and honestly, put in his position, me personally, I would have done the same thing. And that's kind of what this club is because, you know, even Daniels has talked about in the past, you know, about playing that type of game, and you'd rather lose a game 3-2 or whatever. I mean, obviously, we lost 3-0 tonight. We didn't score, and that's incredibly frustrating. That will come with time, I think. But, you know, he went for it, and I appreciate that. It's completely, you know, contrasting to what you saw from Frank de Boer, which was the exact opposite. And so they went out on their shield, and they went out trying to go for it, and I can appreciate that. And I think that, for me, you know, I was surprised by the starting 11. Obviously, you know, with Lennon being injured, I could understand it. And, you know, the 3-5-2 in a way, if you can press properly, which Atlanta United did for most of that match, you really press Philadelphia back, and their fullbacks don't get forward, and they struggled with width. And it made sense. And I think that, you know, having Sosa play so deep isn't too much of a variation on what he had been doing. And he kind of played as like a libero, I guess would be the word. And that back three, which I thought was good. I thought Alan Franco was good. I thought George Bello was good. I think Moreno hasn't been up to it yet, and I think he can do a bit better. I think Barco had some decent moments, and you can tell that the team is getting close, but they still struggle with that final bit, and I think that will come. It will come. It's just frustrating to lose a game like this in a tie that up until that first goal went in you felt was very winnable. Best chance to get to a semifinal in the Champions League, but this night felt a little bit different. You know, we weren't playing a Mexican side, but it did have that intensity to it. You could tell. It felt like it's never going to be the same as the Champions League in Europe, you know, watching teams play in UEFA. But it had a vibe to it tonight, and I wish it would have been a full house, but still, it was a really good game, and I want to see Atlanta playing more of these types of games. I want to see us in the Champions League, and that might happen if the U.S. Open Cup gets canceled again, which would be good to see. But you know, this was a different type of game, and I appreciated that. It's just a shame that the result went the way that it did.
Yeah. Are we a victim of essentially, you know, it's too early for us to really have gotten some continuity, and Philly all continuity?
I mean, Philly, they did lose Aronson, they did lose McKenzie. You know, those are some big losses for them at both ends of the pitch. Bilko's still, you know, I don't like him, but he's a really good player. You have to respect what he does and how he did. And
3 goal contributions.
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, he was incredible. He was their guy, and he moved himself around. But again, it's frustrating because outside of a couple errors, I mean, the second goal, was it the second or the third? I forget. Comes from a miscommunication between 2 players, and Philadelphia gets through. And you know, the first goal is the only real one that's frustrating because it's so preventable. The other ones, you know, you're really pushing for it, and that sort of thing can just happen to any team. I mean, look at a Pep team or a Bielsa team, even a Tata team. That can happen, and it's the nature of the game. But you know, I thought Atlanta United really, you know, they looked good, and I like the direction the team's going, and it's just frustrating to have a result like this. But it'll take time. They'll get better as they get more comfortable with each other. As some players like Joseph get healthier, it'll be okay. I genuinely think this team's going to win things under Heinze. I think he's an incredible manager. I love his passion. I love everything about him. He's a complete antithesis of what Frank de Boer was, and I couldn't be happier with it. And yeah, I mean, even tonight, we lose. It's frustrating as hell. That's the game, but it was fun. It was exciting, and Atlanta United was good. But unfortunately, sometimes good, you can still lose a game 3-0.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.